No, you're fine. I'm I'm laid back. Unless it's hockey, then like last night I was, you know, not happy, but I kind of figured it would be the way it is. So you were saying,
Yeah,
so you're more, so you're basically saying it would have been in the cartoon.
it looks like the cartoon. The original toys, they maybe like the truck and car modes and jet modes look like the cartoon. The robot modes usually didn't look like that, and they were like bricks. They didn't even move. I mean, maybe the arms would move slightly. That was it. They didn't. They had like 2 points of articulation, but I mean, they were like. But these, they're like masterpiece and third party masterpiece figures that like look like the cartoon, and they also transform into the trucks and stuff. But they're retarded expensive. I'm probably like done with buying that stuff. I can't really afford to spend the ludicrous amounts of money, but I've got actually too much of the stuff that like I have some of it and like stored, but like they look like the show, and they're like transformed to and the insane engineering. This thing right here turns into like it has a trailer with it, like it's a truck. A truck and trailer. The trailer is folded up on its back. It's like crazy engineering with it.
So I don't know. Here, let me see if I can get a better. Let me see if I'm kind of following along, but I'm not. Was more always like GI Joe. I mean, I knew what Transformers were, but I was never into it. Like I was the only one I know besides the old cartoon is the Bayverse, but I know people kind of hate the Bayverse. But
it's not that well. It's one of those things. Yeah, it's like if you grew up.
So
in the
80s, you're talking like this.
Yes, like Generation One, like the original. Well, they call it Generation One because it was basically Transformers. The original that came out in 1984. Like they look like the cartoon. And yeah, they're high end collectibles and stuff like that geared towards older people. It's not stuff, and most of it's like Hasbro has some of the stuff, but it's mostly third party companies like that and they're like die cast rubber tires, all kinds of crazy stuff like that, but ridiculous expensive
though. Let me see. How bad was this one? Because it didn't seem bad, but I mean,
animated was pretty cool. It was. I didn't care that much.
Now I figure everybody, like all the diehards, would like this better than.
Yeah, I didn't care for that animation style. You know how like they look kind of like weird and rounded. Yeah. That I didn't really care for that, but the story, the show was actually pretty good, and it had some good voice acting too. And a lot of people love that, and that's their favorite. Animated is their favorite. Like younger people younger than me.
So Beast Wars. So correct me if I'm wrong. So basically, Transformers, the old so this came out early, like
1984,
80s.
Yeah, Beast Wars came out in the 90s. What happened was Transformers kind of officially went to about 89, 90 or so, and then they kind of drew a line under it and said, okay, that's Generation 1. And then they had what they called Generation 2. It was a brief comic run, like 12 issues, and they kind of re-aired the original cartoon and put some CG graphics in front of it. And it was like for a couple of years, they had a couple of mostly like they reissued the old toys and kind of added some gimmicks to it and stuff, but it was not. It didn't really do that well. But in the I believe in 1996 they had Beast Wars, and basically It wasn't Optimus Prime and Megatron. It was Optimus Primal and Megatron. It was way in the future, and it eventually tied back into G1. But like a handful of crew went. They followed. They were on Cybertron, Autobot, Maximals, and Predacons. And what they did was they were the descendants of the Autobots and Decepticons. And like the show starts out, it's this one ship chasing another ship, and they wind up going back in time, and you come to find out they're on prehistoric Earth, and they're kind of they're trying to save the future, and it's a bunch of stuff, and it ties back into Generation 1. They're all in stasis, crashed in the volcano in the original ship, the Ark, that has all of the characters from the original cartoon in it. It's it's a very good show.
And then somehow so basically somehow instead of cars, they instead.
Yeah, what they did was when they went to prehistoric Earth, there was so much raw energon, as they called it. It short-circuited their robot forms. So they adopted animal forms to protect themselves from getting shorted out. And that's how they threw in like the whole animal stuff. And a lot of people didn't like it because
and then you have the insectoids. You have the insects.
They had insects, they had bugs, then like dinosaurs, gorillas, rhinoceros, rat,
cheetahs,
spiders, cheetah, all kinds of stuff.
Did you see the live action?
Yeah, the Rise
one
of the
they did.
Yeah.
Was it was it bad or was it?
Not very good. Not very good at all. There's too much stuff in it. They didn't do Optimus Prime.
So basically, they crammed too much of the animal, the beast.
Yeah, they threw all of that in there, but it wasn't. It was a different continuity. They threw it all in there together, and it was like they didn't do Optimus Prime right. It was just a big jumbled mess, is what it was, and it wasn't very good.
So they still don't know what they're doing lore-wise.
No. As far as live action stuff like that, and in that newest movie. Animated movie looks like dog shit. That's all. It looks absolutely terrible. That trailer is the most cringiest thing I've ever seen. I don't know if you've seen it or not, but good.
No,
it's awful.
I tried to watch Bumblebee, the solo movie. I mean. I know much as I know about Bumblebee. I knew he used to be in the cartoons was a VW bug, not a what I want to say Charger is what they made him
Camaro.
In the favorite Camaro. I don't know why I said Charger for some weird reason, but anyways, but yeah, I didn't mind it. I wish it would have been a bug instead of a Camaro. But lore wise, it would have been better if it would have been. But it didn't bug me too much now that I look back on it. But I see where everybody was like,
Yeah, I didn't mind the first Michael Bay movie, 2007 one. I think it's pretty good. I still think it's the best one out of all of the live action movies. The Bumblebee movie was pretty good. The first 5 minutes of the Bumblebee movie were great. All the robots looked, they looked exactly like they should look from like the cartoon, but they never really did anything after that. They just, I don't know. Paramount's run, whoever's running the Transformers license are retarded, except for the people doing the Skybound comics. The Skybound comics, those are good. The new comics.
So you would say buy them? Is what you're saying?
The first. They have 7 out right now. The first 6, the first story arc is 1 through 6. That's the best Transformers story arc in comics that I have read out of all the Transformers books that I've read, and I've read them. They're all of them. It's the best story wise I think I've ever read. Yeah, it's fantastic. I would highly recommend it.
I haven't touched any of the Bay. I haven't touched any of them in forever, so I'm trying to remember what the order was. Because I almost thought Dark of the Moon was 2, but then I realized it's not.
Revenge of the Fallen. There's Transformers
Yeah,
2007,
I don't.
2009.
Yeah, I
Revenge of the
remember. I remember. I don't remember if I saw it in theaters or I saw it on. I forget where. Like I remember it now. I don't like the whole human part. I was always more on. You know what it kind of felt like? It kind of felt like King Kong, like the Godzilla King Kong stuff, where
Yeah,
it's like
no
they
one
have
cares
the
about
human.
no one cares
Like
about
no
the
one
humans.
cares about the human part. I'm like, I don't know. It's just that's what I feel like.
They don't, but
And
they continue to want to cram that stuff in there and act like
yeah.
you can't have this without a human connection. No one cares about humans.
The only one that only one time I did like the human part was a Freeway cartoon they did. I'm trying to look it up to remember. Don't start my hands. Uh, I know it. I know it wasn't the original one. I feel like if my memories, no, it can't be the. What year did that one? I feel like it was. I don't want to hit a video. I was always more Star Wars G.I. Joe. Um, but I didn't get into. I was. I mean, I'm still not into Transformers like a diehard, but I'll watch it if it comes across. You know. But trying to remember. I feel like it was um not this one. Let's see. Um, can't remember. Can't remember, but I haven't watched the cartoon in forever. I used. Did you see any cartoons ever? Like
What?
did you ever watch any of the cartoons? Like the besides the movie, like the '80s or whatever year that came out? Be like, can't remember which one had it. I never saw this one. I want to say
I've watched everything. I've watched everything. I even
I
watched the
know that.
first season of Earthspark. And oh my
I
god,
think I saw this. I think this is the one that I didn't mind.
that's the one from 2015. Robots in Disguise.
Yeah, because I remember it was on. I forget what channel. Like, yeah, pretty sure it was this one. Is what
That's
I'm
animated.
thinking of. Yeah, it was one of them, and I like how they did it with the human part. That I didn't mind that how they did it. But yeah. So are you? What else are you into besides Transformers, or is it all just Transformers?
Um, Alien stuff too. I enjoy aliens, that kind of thing.
Did you watch all? So you've seen everything? Like
Yeah, yes, unfortunately.
I'm not. See, I'm not a horror like scary movie kind of guy. I watch. I was now. People can laugh at it. I don't care. The only mummy that is true to me besides the old gray and white and black older ones was the Fraser mummy is my mummy. Now I agree the one in China they did, the last one they did, was not great. Now that I look back on it, but I used to be like, oh, it's not that bad. I see like now it's not a sequel trilogy bad, but it's not, you know, but um yeah. So are you excited for the new one they're doing?
Yeah, yeah, it looks from what I've read and seen, it looks good. Yeah, I
I
have
just can't.
hope for it. So it's not for everybody. The Alien thing is not really for everybody because there's really only two good movies. The one from 1970, the original from 1979, and then James Cameron's sequel in 1986, and the rest are mid to trash.
So your team Alien versus you don't like Predator any of the Predators
Oh, I love the Predator and Predator 2 and the Predators movie, but the Alien versus Predator movie
breaks lore
are
technically.
garbage.
Uh, I mean, I thought it was a cool idea, but
Yeah, the idea is cool and the games are awesome, and there's some excellent Dark Horse comics, but the two movies were trash.
and then I'm assuming you even hate the what's the um
Prometheus.
yeah. I know what they were. I just couldn't had it on the tip of the tongue. That
Yeah, Prometheus and Alien Covenant. Don't Prometheus. They're okay. They're not really that great. I don't care
it
for them
was
that
just
much.
funny. I'm like, yeah, like I know of every one of them. I've never seen a lick. Only I remember the first time I even knew Alien was like this pulp, not pulp, pop culture phenomenon. I was at Hollywood Studios in Disney World, and they had it on the wall, not wall, on that great movie ride. The scene where you're like going through like every movie,
Yeah,
and I'm like, oh cool, we're going through Star Wars, and then I was like, yeah, this is not what I. And then you realize, I mean, yeah, yeah, it was not my, but I was younger then. I hadn't really gone to Walt Disney World in forever. Um, I was always, I always went to California Disney more than Orlando. But that was only because cousins and everything were in California. So we always made it a family affair. Whoever wanted to, we would go. But I don't. I mean, I'll see. I'm not anti. I mean, I don't like how what they're doing now, but I'm not total. You gotta sell all your stuff kind of person. I just keep it in it just for sentimental value. Like I'll show you, but you just make sure. Hopefully Steve shows up. What was I say? Let me just shimmy my computer over. Let me see. Let me make sure I actually did this right. Unlike four, but so are you in the sports or no?
I like the Atlanta Braves.
Okay.
Yep. And at one point in time, I did watch some Auburn football as well, college football.
I'm kind of pretty married. Sometimes it wants to work, and sometimes it doesn't want to work for me. But anyways, but So did you ever get that poster signed behind you?
Oh no. That was I wish I could get the one. That one. I would love that one right there. I'd love to get that one signed. But the artist is Don Figueroa. I follow him on Twitter, and he is a super cool guy. He's like my favorite Transformers artist. I'd love to get that signed. The other one is Pat. They did that was Pat Lee. He was. I like some of his stuff too. A lot of people criticized his stuff and the way that there was Dreamwave Comics came out in like in the early 2000s, 2002, I believe it came out. They had a Transformers license and it went bankrupt after like I want to say in 2004 or 5. 2005, I think they went bankrupt, and it really sucked because everybody was really liking their stuff, but the dude who owned it mismanaged it, and they went bankrupt.
Here, this is since my phone wants to not work right now. Now I don't have. I mean, don't worry, I'm not on my phone for this part. I just normally use my phone for my second, like showing off stuff per se. So, so I have. So this is what I was talking about. I want to say it was Wicket, is what it's supposed to be. But anyways, I don't know where the headscarf is, but I still have them. But so that's what I was talking about. But yeah. No, you're fine. I was like, I'm shocked. I'm shocked. I'm not doing it myself.
I'm struggling, dude. You see, this eye is like it's barely open from the other eye. It's like I'm trying over here, but I stayed up way too late on
Nerds.
Common Nerd stream, and barely
I'm
had any
shocked.
sleep.
I'm shocked he's not as he's gonna be one tired dude because he still has.
I can't. He's still. I can't. I can't do that. I don't know how he does it.
No, I don't. I don't even know that I could do 12 hours. To be honest.
Yeah.
Unless I did like a 9 a.m. to what would it be? 12 hours from 9 a.m. would be 9 p.m., right? Or no? Can't make whatever.
Yeah, 12 is like 9 or something like that. I could, like, I've worked.
No, I can do that easy.
I've worked 12-hour shifts before, 24 hours. No.
Yeah.
I can't. I can't.
So all I can say is I will never do a 24-hour stream.
Yeah, me neither. I can't.
No. I mean, younger me could, but I don't know that it would actually work well. But me. And the problem was I didn't know. I was trying to figure out what time I was getting home from shopping today. I didn't know that until probably before I sent the message. I thought I would know in the morning, and the morning was like, it was the morning. It wasn't bad, but it wasn't. I was like, yeah. See, this was my, let me see if I can. Now, since my other way to show it, I can't show it, but 1990. If I can spell right. I don't even. Problem is, like, I don't here. I forgot that was trying to find it. Problem is, I was a kid and I didn't think it was. As a kid, you get it to play with, not for the value. I mean, it's not in horrendous shape by any means, but I can tell you definitely it wasn't this version. I feel like I want to say it was maybe
I have that one. The previous one. I have the Empire Strikes Back version of that.
Did you I just remember I remember it had the little black, like I forget which side it was, but it had the little like push noise.
Like that one right there, that right there, top left, that's the one I had. Still, I still have the box too.
I didn't.
I've got the ramp. One little piece, there's a ramp, and one of the little clips on that ramp is broken. Other than that, I got all the pieces and all the stuff works on it and everything. The landing gear is kind of crap. The landing gear won't stay up. It never did stay up. But at one point in time, that might have been a better one. At one point in time, that might have been worth some money, but like they ruined Star Wars.
I mean, I got it when I was a kid. If I ever can figure out where I know I have all this stuff. The problem is I always played with it, and I remember I never had it like with the legs on it, but I had the where you could technically stand it. I never did because I just always picked them up and acted like in my mind they walked out, but I never. Let me see if 1990.
Yeah, before I did like Star Wars before like Transformers came out. Star Wars was cool. I had some Star Wars stuff, some figures and whatnot. Every kid in the early '80s had Star Wars stuff.
Let me see if no, it wasn't that. It was more. I can't trying to figure out which one it would have been. Toy. I'm banking on. I wouldn't be shocked if it's not. Yeah, it was like this one almost. So it had to be because you see how the legs were.
Mm-hmm.
I remember that part. And the dish was like mine.
That looks like the same mold as the original '80s one, but like different colors and different painted stuff on there. It's I think it's the same mold, but that's what it looks like. I know they reissued that mold several times, but
I know it wasn't. I know it's older, like the older one. I mean, I don't know, but you get what I'm saying.
Yeah.
So and then I had. Let me see. I'll bring it back up. My favorite one that I still I remember from is I don't know. Here's my problem with the one that I'm about to share with you. I don't know that I ever had the pilot for this. I remember this. Hey, it makes me feel better that you see how the little pointy.
Hey, the little Naboo thing, cool. Yeah. So
I had
see,
that.
man, you grew up with it. You grew up with like the prequel stuff, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's cool.
Wasn't this edition? It was the older. It looks like this almost.
Yeah. Yeah.
Now the cool thing is
that's actually a pretty cool looking ship design. I thought it looks cool, and there were a crap ton of toys.
I don't remember the box I don't remember much because it was. I mean, I remember having it, but I don't. I assume they came with the character, but I don't know where the character would have been in my collection because I don't remember using them. I remember I have Pinaka with the audit where you have the little or like I remember they had the little. I'm trying to find it. Like they had the little. If you
See,
not
you grew up with the figures that actually kind of looked like it. Scroll up a little bit. Look at that. Click on that. Scroll down just a tad. Right. Keep going. Keep going. Right there. You see the vintage Star Wars action figures, like that right there,
like
where it's got
those,
Luke. Yeah. Well,
these.
no, not those. That is what we grew up with. If you think, look at that Luke Skywalker on the left.
That is not. No,
It doesn't look anything like Mark Hamill. That was what we had, like when Kenner.
No, that was fine.
Yeah, it just trips out though because they got so good with the way that the figures looked, especially like in the 90s and early 2000s and stuff like that. They made the figures look like the the characters in the movie and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Like there's a few of the old toys that look like Chewbacca looks kind of like it, so does C-3PO and R2-D2, and then Boba Fett looks kind of like it. Princess Leia, like you can tell that's Princess Leia because it's like a girl and there's like the bun hair stuff. But like some of the other stuff was just that's some of that 80s stuff, man. It was not very show accurate. You know what I mean? It didn't really look that great. Like you get the Han Solo figures. It was just like that didn't look anything like Harrison Ford. But
now this is I never kept when it came to toys. I didn't start keeping everything uniform to how they should be until I got older, because
I was
toys.
Well, I was really OCD when I was a kid. I kept all of the Transform. I had a ton of Transformer stuff, but I kept everything with it. The box, the inserts, the used sticker sheets. I
have this.
Oh yeah, cool. That's like the pre X-Wing thing. Oh, that's pretty cool.
Yeah, so I have that. Now I wish it looked. It's a little dented, but it's a toy.
Yeah, well, I mean, you played with it and stuff like that. Yeah.
So, trying to figure out. I remember Star Wars did a Transformer, but I can't.
Oh yeah, they did. They did.
Oh, I have this. I don't know that it looks like that.
Yeah. There was the Star Wars Transformers. I never got those because I just kind of thought that they were. I was like, it was weird. Like the Darth Vader.
No, I don't. No,
Darth Vader transformed into the Death Star, and then I think, like it was kind of weird.
No, I thought Darth Vader. This says Darth Vader.
No, a TIE fighter. Okay, never mind. But I think there was
fighter.
one where he transformed into the Death Star. I might be wrong though. I
never had.
I never got any of them. I just remember seeing them. Because I was
so weird because I don't remember this. I don't remember. The only one I ever got was this one. I mean, it wouldn't shock me about the other, but anyways.
It's weird. They made them robots. It's strange. It's one of those weird crossovers. I never got any of them because I was just like,
yeah.
I looked at them and I was like, that is. It's part of one thing, part of the other, and it doesn't appeal to me from either Star Wars or Transformers. Yeah,
I remember a family friend had all like the G.I. Joe carrier.
Holy shit! He had the giant aircraft carrier.
Yeah, and he was around my age.
That thing is like 6 feet long.
That's why I'm like,
I was like, holy dude, that thing, man, you know what that thing goes for now? It's like a couple $1,000s. I watched a video of a
I don't
dude.
think it was in mint condition, obviously, but
Right.
I mean, it looked good for what it was.
Dude, I want to say the thing was $100 or $200 when it came out. I remember in the 80s seeing it. I never knew anybody that was rich enough to have the thing, but it was awesome, man. I saw a video.
But I don't. You know what I think of right now? I don't think it was the original, like the '80s version. I think it was like they redid it. Is what I think they did, like in the '90s. Oh, let me see if check one thing. I'm hoping I find this by just typing it. Oh, Joe.
I saw a video that some dude put out a couple months ago, and somehow there's no telling what he paid for it. He got a new, unopened USS Flag aircraft carrier, and he unboxed it in a video, like opened it. I was like,
you know what it might be? And you know what? This was in the old. I feel like it was this one. Is what he had. Now that I think of it, now that I'm looking at a picture, is what I feel like it was. But I could be. I mean, I haven't talked to him in forever. But I remember these. Now these weren't G.I. Joe by any means, but I remember having these. But there's that. I mean, it was basically, yeah. But there's that. And I just realized I didn't see what I was talking about. Stupid. Yeah, I'm still getting used to this StreamYard. I used to always just do everything on my phone.
mm-hmm.
StreamYard and everything. So now that I have a laptop, I'm like, let's try another idea out. Well, that's what this is basically. So it's not it'll get polished some point, but I remember this is probably you don't even know what I'm talking about, but basically I remember this. Now I never had these. Like had this carrier.
That's cool. That's cool though, man. I would have used the G.I. Joes on that thing. It looks like maybe Fisher Price. Oh, it is Fisher Price. Yeah, man. I know Fisher Price. I can look at stuff and see. Hey, they made some stuff, dude. We used to have a parking deck, a Fisher Price parking deck. I used that thing for my Transformers base when I was a kid.
You know let me see if I remember Costco had a G.I. Joe, like a 2-pack. I want to say it was a 2-pack. G.I. Joe, like a vehicle 2-pack.
Yeah.
I don't remember what year it was, but I remember I have it. G.I. Joe Costco. What was it? Was it this? Oh, it was this. Of course, I don't have it in the package. But here, let me get it ready really quick. Let me see if I can get a better picture. Out of stock. So let me see. Trying to get it set. Now this is blurry because I blew it up a bunch. But I still have 2 of these. Now they're not in the box again. But Where is it? There we go. All right. So I remember getting these versus. I remember watching the Valor versus Venom stuff. So
Yeah.
I have these.
Oh, that's cool.
Now, one is damaged, but I don't remember how it got damaged. And the nice thing about these is you see the little hinge. You could, I know you can, but you can pull out the back on the G.I. Joe Humvee, I want to say. And you could technically set, like, you could open it up a little bit, the back part. But yeah. So I used to, so that's what my childhood as far as like action figures. Now I was more into, can't think of, I want to say it's the Lady J, if I remember right, but I don't remember my G.I. Joe lore. Let me see if I can remember. Lady. Wait, that really made her blonde? There's no way. Oh, but it is the probably a remake. Let me see if I remember.
Give me a minute. I'm gonna refill my coffee. Be right back.
You're good. You're fine. Well, there was Lady J. Am I thinking of the wrong? You know, I have the hawk in the background. Yeah, Steve will be happy. There we go. Um, exactly the one I had. How funny is that? Take me a second. Wait for the slower to show back up. Um, let me see. Yes. Probably should have done this. My audio, but um, you back?
Yeah.
Okay. You want to know my favorite G.I. Joe? I mean, obviously. Here,
What's
I'll
up?
show you that. I have this. Let me just do this real quick. See, this is what I have. This exact one. I mean, it's probably a little have better wear,
Is
But I
it the one?
remember,
Is that a 3 3/4 inch GI Joe like Scarlet?
yeah,
Yeah, I've got a few of those that came out in 2008. I've got a Cobra Commander. I've got a Snake Eyes. I've got like a Flint. I got a handful of them because they came out with like it was like the 25th anniversary and stuff like that, and they were freaking awesome.
yeah, they're like this
They were
one, but
they were really they were very show accurate. I had the hooded Cobra Commander. I had Battle
I
Mask.
don't think I
Cobra
ever had
Commander.
Cobra. I don't think I ever had Cobra Commander.
I had the
I
Battle
had,
Armor Cobra Commander too. I had like 5 or 6 of them. They're pretty cool. I had
I think I
uh
have. Yeah, I have this. I don't know. Alley Viper. I have this one. I think, or one of the. Yeah, honestly, I know it wasn't a redhead, but I honestly didn't mind. This is the one and only time I didn't mind not being a true redhead, like the toy.
yeah.
I forget who actually played her, but I was like, see, I wish it would have been red, like had a red tint to it, but it got close to it enough in my eyes that it was, um, but trying to figure out. Let me see. Um, okay, go. Let me see if I can remember what the first one was. Let me see what I now I don't. Yeah, I never had. I'm trying to look through these really quick. I never had any of them. What am I stupidly doing? Um, never had either of these. Now, I remember the bigger figures too, like the doll, almost like Barbie, but it's doll. But it wasn't. It wasn't quite this. It was more like the older version, like the bigger size. Trying to think. I remember. See, this is my Destro, not Destro. Why am I calling? Why did I call Storm Shadow Destro? I don't know. See, I'm have a wake up from an app. I should have waited a second to kick in, but I knew I had to start it because I said it. You know. See, that was my if I went to go look at it, I don't. The problem is I'll go look at it for at some point.
Wasn't there a
I
cartoon I watched? I think there was wasn't there a Valor versus Venom cartoon?
It was a movie. I know
Okay.
that much.
I
Was it?
watched. I've seen
So
all those
here,
animated GI Joe. Like I've seen the Renegades, Sigma 6, all that stuff. I've watched a lot of it. I dig it.
I honestly, I don't know how Breaking War it is, but I didn't mind it. But I was a kid when it came out, like the prequels. I honestly didn't mind the the anime G.I. Joe. Now it's
Yeah.
not my favorite. I rather watch this 10 times over this. But for what it wasn't bad. Or at least I was worried. I flanked for a second. I'm like, please tell me I didn't hit play. But I don't remember. I don't know that I have that Duke. I feel like it was an older Duke. I gotta go look through it again. Um, but I feel like I, but I remember some of them. See if I see these. I know I didn't have Let me see if I can close up better. Stupid ads. Let me see if I can blow this up. Now I'm pretty sure I have this. I never had him. Mine was like the older Duke. Give me 1 second. Let me see if I can see if I can find it really quick. I will be right back. Nice thing is, if I hear like someone pop in, I have it so I can hear someone. So I'll be back if someone does pop in, but I'll be right back. I promise.
No.
So I'll look through probably like in a week or two. I know there's somewhere. I know I didn't get rid of them, but the problem is it's all moved halfway across country like 2 years ago, and it's still not like organized. It's just thrown in the unfinished. So I will find it, and believe me, I will take pictures of the toys. I just don't know where they're at. So I thought thought I could find them easily, but I haven't got rid of any of them. But the nice thing is, 2 weeks, I should be able to find more retro, like the console games stuff. So once I figure that out, I'll probably go through and take a couple, look through that anyways too. I'm at it if they're right next to each other, but yeah. Um so what's the story of that cat thing on your screen? Is that a transformer like a
Oh no, that's that's from Bleach, the anime. It's like a stuffed line.
okay.
It's funny because what it is like in Bleach, they're like Shinigami. They're supposed to be these are soul reapers. That's some of the characters in Bleach that are like spirit. It has to do with the spiritual world. Anyway, they take this it's a lot of stuff to do with souls and whatnot. And they have these little pills. It's like a mod soul thing, and they put it in this stuffed animal. And it's this perverted little tripping out dude that is always running around looking up girls' skirts and stuff like that. It's hilarious. It's just like that little stuffed animal running around doing all this hilarious stuff, and it's funny. You'd have to watch the anime. It's like it'd be really hard for me to explain all of it. It's just a tripping out little a stuffed animal that's like alive that runs around.
No, I hear you. I don't get it exactly, but I was like, I always saw that, and I almost typed
what
it
the hell is it?
I almost typed it, and I'm like, no, he probably said it, and I'm like, I'm gonna have him on some point, so I'll do it.
Yeah, that's some Bleach. It does it unless you know what's going on. It's just sitting there. You're just like, what the hell is this stuffed animal doing there?
Oh, like that's not a transformer.
Yeah, it's actually like it's got little straps on it, like a backpack. At one time, they sew straps on him, and they use him to carry stuff around. And he's always like just running around saying all this perverted, saying all this.
So like so almost like how perverted, like Deadpool almost, sort of. Not
really. He's just he's like, it's just a little funny character that runs around.
No, I'm just saying where it's like breaking forth.
It doesn't. It doesn't talk to the audience. It just talks to it's a character that runs around and does absurd stuff because it's a stuffed animal that's alive. It's completely absurd and hilarious.
But I know we're gonna have other people. Let me just see if never heard the yes or no, so I'm trying to see if he'll pop in, but yeah. But so what's your favorite fast food spot to go to?
I don't really go to a whole lot of fast food, man. It's too expensive.
If you could choose one, like I'm talking like Burger King or like Taco Bell or, you know.
Chick-fil-A, probably.
You know what I really, I just always get the nugget. You know the funny thing that I haven't tried till more recently? I tried the ice cream cone. Man, I don't know what they put in that ice cream, like the ice cream. It's the best ice cream, like fast food ice cream I've had in a while. Next time you go to Chick-fil-A, whenever you do, get the cone. I forget what they call it.
I would, but like I don't.
I don't blame you.
I don't eat. No, I don't eat ice cream. I don't eat. I try to have just about cut sugar and junk food completely out.
Man. I should be doing that right now, but I'm like,
I slacked off for a while when I had like these hernia surgeries, but I've gotten back onto it, and I'm kind of a psycho about that, man. Like not eating sugar and stuff like that. I'm hopelessly hooked on diet soda, though. I don't care if it gives you cancer or not. I honestly just don't give a shit.
You know the funny thing is, I got let's see. But sorry, problem is I have StreamYard X. I always used to say Twitter or whatever. So I was checking to see if someone was coming. But I finally got the answer. But what was I gonna say? I normally I won't watch sports on TV during the regular season unless it's on or it's the playoffs because I'm like baseball takes too long. Football, pros are I don't like the direction they went.
Baseball is one of those things. Not a lot of people like it. Think it's real boring.
Now
I can watch the Atlanta Braves all day long, man.
I'm saying on TV. Now, if I got tickets to baseball in person, like stadium, I would go tenfold. But
yeah, I can watch it on TV. Other people think it's boring. I can sit there and I can watch it all day. I don't know. Something about it, man. I love.
No, I get you.
I watched them when I was in college and watched them with my dad before that when I was in high school. Not a lot of people can, man. Most people think it's boring and awful and torturous and stuff like that. And I understand that, man. I completely.
Here's a question: do you like how they made it shorter, or do you wish they would have never touched the length of the baseball game?
I don't even know that they did that. I hadn't paid attention enough.
It was more recent. I feel like it was I want to say it was more like a year ago. It could be 2 years ago. It wasn't that long ago. But I mean, I just hockey's quick. Football is quick. Unless you get a drug out, one overkill. You have a good team versus a horrible team, then I won't watch it. 4 years ago finally broke me out of watching the NFL all the time. No matter who is playing. It's kind of easy too when your pro team is horrible. You really don't care about watching,
Yeah.
And you're you finally break the cycle. And you're oh, so this is what it's like when you're not watching football every Sunday, Monday, and Thursday.
Yep. But I used to like college football a lot, but
I transitioned to college.
I didn't really keep up with that because Auburn's been terrible for the last several years, and I'm just don't care.
What happened?
Auburn's always been terrible. It is they'll be good for
wait,
for a couple of years, and then it's just they fall off a cliff.
Yeah, but Auburn, at least Auburn, and then Vanderbilt, where they're always bad no matter what. Football, they could be worse.
I still, no matter how terrible it is, Auburn is, I'm still sort of kind of a fan, sort of.
Yeah. I used when I was a kid. I used to. I don't know. I gotta go figure out where all this stuff is, but anyway, I had a Hey Raquel, you know what I should do? You know where I'm gonna put it. Give me 1 second. Let me just do this one thing. I forgot I put it in an older do it double. That would actually make sense. But I don't I used to love the Super Bowl because of the commercials too, and they're not even some of them they're not funny like they used to be. I don't know if it's just they overdid the funniness, so they're trying to dial it back thinner. But it was just yeah, just stuff like that. But what was I gonna say? Um, but yeah, you know, I I don't. I agree with you. I'm not gonna go see that new animated Transformers movie, but the animation looks good.
I think
As
it
far
looks
as
awful. I think it looks like dog shit. All of it.
Right.
I can't stand the designs. I think it just it look yeah, it looks like kitty childish trash to me. So sorry. I hate it.
um, what else? What else can I think of? Um, I haven't seen anything good TV wise. Besides Fallout. What else? So, is there anything other stuff you want to show off, like Transformers stuff?
I don't know. I got stuff laying around here. It's just
Too clutter.
yeah, it's just it's I don't know. I'm just kind of
Yeah,
it's
the problem is I'm running it. Like I know how you feel. I have all these Legos, and I'm running out of room. You know, I have the Rogue One that like I want to say was a not a, pretty sure it was a U wing, but um, I'll take a picture. Now, I don't like the Ahsoka show. To be clear, let me just get these in the somewhere I can actually um what's it where I can't remember what Twitter group I mean which account I'm on. So I can actually post them on the right. Let me send them to myself. Let me see if I can pull up. Trying to so it's messy. Let me just make sure this is the one. So what I was going for on this one, I gotta redo it again. Um, but so I need what I really need is what I kind of need at some point. I needed a second black one and make it. There's a spot enough. If I had it my way, I would have it two like one skinny and one another one next in the after it down on the bit bottom, like keep it going like a long one. I would have made a city out of it,